Wait. No, wait.
It's too late. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Church of Chonkwij podcast. My name is DrNiggle. I'm joined tonight by Masami, OmegaConstruct, and Zero Burn. Zero, what are you opening right now?
I am opening an ice cream sandwich.
Oh, you got ice
The
cream
correct
sandwiches.
answer. The correct answer is a can of whoop-ass.
No.
No, he likes
You don't.
us.
No, I like you guys.
He would never. All right, now I'm sipping my purple drink. And we're all good. Yeah, so, anyway. This week in gaming, Omega got back into Avorion pretty fucking hardcore. I just started playing City Skylines. Masami is... I don't know what you're doing because your game status isn't on, and all I hear is your husband playing Subnautica. And Zero started playing Destiny 2, but we're not holding it against you because we love you.
Hey, look. It's better than WoW.
Started playing
And how
Destiny
did you-
2 again. Sorry, I should have qualified.
I was gonna say, what the downside is like you said the other day, it's like trading heroin for meth. So
Yeah, right, they're both bad, but just different reasons bad. I am going to actually... I'll pop this up. Just this is fun to watch. So we're gonna watch Omega doing stuff in Avorion while we talk about stuff. Yeah. So anyway, Avorion is this? It's a space-based economy exploration, some fighting, some building game that has been getting some pretty recent updates, and they're building up to Avorion 2.0. I don't know if you want to speak on that at all, Omega.
Yes, this game has been around for quite a while. It's not a large game or made by a big studio. It actually started just kind of as a project, passion project by one dude, and just kind of grew from there. It's still a really small team. And I played it a bit years ago, and Doc played with me a bit. And it was the type of game that we were into at the time. But it's really complicated, and we were playing other similar games at the time, namely Space Engineers. So we didn't put a ton of time into it. But recently, I decided to give it another shot, and I decided to dive into a lot of the more deeper, more complicated things, like station building and economy building and all that kind of stuff, and automation and things like that. So now I've got all these green what the hell is all this?
There's dandruff all over the galaxy.
Why are all of these lit up? Nothing should be. Oh, there we go. Okay. All those green squares are sectors with stations in them, and all the ones with extra dots are those with multiple stations. Like in here, I've got 7 stations all working together to produce goods and sell them. I've got a bunch of mines in here. Large economy. Building up a ton of money. Got some automated miners getting me a ton of resources, and I get to build cool shit. And currently at the very center of the galaxy. Right here is 0-0, and I'm kind of exploring here. And the way the game works is the closer you get to the center, the harder the enemies get, and the better the rewards are, and the higher the tech you can develop. So I'm got this little turret factory here, trying to build me some pretty badass turrets in the middle of the universe, and
But economy,
get super OP so I can kill everything.
Economy, we're talking like, so specifically, you're doing what? Like, you start off just mining basic materials, titanium, iron, all the rest of that crap, so that you can build ships, and then eventually get yourself a station, or...
Yeah, so there's cash and resources. And you get cash by selling goods, by doing jobs for people, and then you mine resources, or you can salvage resources, or you can, in many cases, buy resources. But the most efficient is to build mining ships and just mine the raw asteroids. And then once you build up enough money, is when you really need to start focusing on your cash income. Once you get a couple million in the bank, you can start building mines on large asteroids that you discover. And that's a base of income that, you know, is passive in the background that lets you just make money. And then you get more money and you can build more advanced stations, which make you more money faster. And then you can build more advanced stations to get even more money fast. It's a whole. There's like 4 tiers of technology with mines at the lowest, all the way up through high advanced tech that, you know, cost $150 million just to build a station. But yeah.
So anyway, that's a game that you have taken pretty seriously for the past 2 weeks. We did play it together. I've also played it on my own a bunch. I enjoy spaceship building. That's probably why I like Space Engineers so much. And Avorion is still in development. I mean, is it still early access, or is it no? It's a finished game at this point, isn't it?
It is. It has been officially released. But I mean, like I said, it's basically an indie game. And so it's not, you know, super polished in a lot of ways. It's got a lot of great concepts and ideas, and but it's also kind of clunky in some ways. But I still love it.
The concepts behind it are really strong. Just because like I say, I enjoy shipbuilding, and something that I did before, something that I did like 2.5 years ago is I created a fleet. So I had one massive carrier ship, and then I had a bunch of defense ships, and then I had some mining and repair ships at the time. Everything when I was building was also, like, there were no different kinds of mining lasers or salvage lasers. There was one kind of turret that you could get, and that's what mined or salvaged everything. So that was back when I was making a massive fleet. And when I came back to the game, when Omega started playing again, I booted the game back up and I went back into the ship creator and built myself another ship. I'm amazed that I was able to build what I built 2 years ago, just because I find the shipbuilder to be, the controls for the shipbuilder to be amazingly anti-intuitive. That's my biggest complaint about the shipbuilding thing, is that the controls are wonky and they don't make a lot of sense a ton of times. But on the flip side of that, the things that you're able to do in shipbuilder it blows Space Engineers out of the water, because you can alter the size and dimensions of blocks. So you can get smooth curves. You can build a spherical ship if you want to. It's going to be a bitch just because of all the controls that you're going to have to switch back and forth.
Well, and it's everything is made out of squares and triangles. And
it's
I mean, you can make long rectangles and long triangles, and yeah, it's completely additive. So you're right. It feels like the game is 2 parts. Like, it's this part where, I mean, you just have to kill some fucking pirates, and you're flying around killing shit and having a blast doing that stuff. And then you go into the build mode, and it took me probably 15 hours to build this ship. It's 1.5 kilometers long. It houses 2,130 people. It weighs, it's got a 1.8 megaton mass. This thing is massive. And then if you look at, some of how many individual blocks there are, and then you get into some of the more complicated shapes. This thing is 3,057 blocks that I placed. And it took probably 15 hours to build this thing, and it is my fucking tank, my mothership, my capital ship. I haven't even finished. I mean, this is just done and functional. I haven't finished decorating it. I need to give it a paint job, and I mean, that took, like I said, probably 15 hours to build it. And granted, a lot of that is learning, like you said, learning the intricacies of the system. And from building this, I am now a better builder. And when I try to build something else in the future, it'll probably go quicker. But it's like 2 entire games in one. Because
it's that on top of, I was gonna go on to say that the economy part of the game seems to be a lot better polished than the shipbuilding or the shipbuilder system. Whatever. It's TurboCAD. TurboCAD is just built into this, and it's
Yep.
not the really user-friendly control TurboCAD that you're used to, building whatever the fuck you use TurboCAD for at home, if anybody out there does besides me. It's weird, but as in depth as the shipbuilder is, the economy system seems like it's much better polished because there are huge systems to work out, and this game has a lot of the stuff that space engineers should have in it. Space engineers should have NPC trading factions. They should have space stations where you mine things and you sell them and you have an economy, and they should have pirate raids and all the rest of that, but they don't. This game has that, but space engineers is still friendlier to build in, which is probably why I keep on going back to it.
But see, here's the thing that I will say is that the workshop for this game is. Can you see the workshop? Can you see my Steam overlay?
Steam overlay doesn't work through Discord.
Oh, damn. Well, there are beautiful ships, and actually, the people who build ships for the workshop design them in a way that you can customize. Like, they basically build shells of ships that look badass and put in engine and like some base systems, and then put in a lot of grid work inside. Because here, let's.
You can. I know what you're going to show.
Let's go
us.
inside. If you go inside this ship here, and you see like you can see here are some of the hull. Like that's the hull. I got all of these are engines. Every single bit of internal space inside this shell is filled with something.
Yeah.
It's filled with energy containers, generators, all sorts of things. So you can go on the workshop, download absolutely beautiful ships, put in all the shields, all the generators, everything that you need for whatever your purpose is, and just play the game. And you don't need to spend any time in the shipbuilder.
That is true.
I mean, hell, they've got the entire Starfleet fleet of ships. Every ship from Star Trek you could want, you could go onto the workshop and get it. And they're going to look awesome.
Do you want to fly around the Pegasus, the ship that Commander William Riker was the first officer on when it was engaged in a top-secret Federation experiment to create a cloaking device which could not only make the ship invisible, but allow it to phase through matter, causing a disaster which killed half the crew? Well, you can, because the Pegasus is on the workshop. That is a true story. Thank you.
Is it always told in that voice?
Sometimes.
Yeah,
only when I want to emphasize that I'm not proud of how much I know about Star Trek. I just do.
There's nothing wrong with knowing a lot about Star Trek.
I know. The only unfortunate thing here is that I'm not 100% sure what Masami is streaming.
You are looking at Fallout 76.
Wait a minute. That's one. That one. Oh, yeah, it is. Okay, I can see it. Yep. All right. So anyway.
I took Fleetness's Game Pass extraordinaire, and I've been trying some stuff, and I'm like, you know what? I've got an external hard drive and nothing to lose, so
That's the spirit.
not an external hard drive, but a secondary hard drive and nothing to lose. And honestly, it has like the same amount of bugs as Warframe, and more or less depending on where you're going. So really the only part that kind of sucks about it is some of the monetization that they've done with it. But otherwise it is
14 minutes before somebody said Warframe. Thank you, Masami.
You're welcome. But otherwise, I mean, it's a fairly enjoyable game, to be perfectly honest.
Are you meeting a lot of people in the open world?
Not too much. Like, there's not too. Most everyone is actually fairly helpful. I had two players, higher level players, randomly drop in on me on my lovely little camp here, Saturday, and they dropped me like 2 duffel bags of plans for building shit each. So that was a real nice positive experience. I haven't really encountered anyone being an asshole, interestingly enough. So,
I've been debating on whether or not to get Fallout 76 for some time now.
My whole thing is that I'm paranoid now because of RDR and GTA. Because of Rockstar. I'm paranoid because of Rockstar. That if people will come into my game and drop a whole bunch of shit on me, that it's like, it's gonna get me banned if I pick any of it up. But it's nice that that's not a thing in Fallout, because it shouldn't be a thing in a Rockstar game.
no. And like this, if you're on me, this little cabin is something that I made with, I'm a level 9. So very primitive work here.
But
But
it's got paintings.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
classy.
Desk, a piano, a very questionable bed.
Say it right, it's a piano.
And of course, I built myself in the middle of a small pond, so I've got, the grill, the jukebox right next to the beehive, because why not live dangerously?
Do the bees keep the radioactive mosquitoes away?
Not really.
You live on a
No.
pond. Zero got it.
Yeah. Yeah. Save the bees, people. Save the bees.
So, I know, out there in South Dakota, where you are, Masami, you don't have to deal with the problem of giant open lakes with mosquitoes all over them. But on the East Coast here, where we got tons of lakes and waters and hills and valleys and trees and shit, yeah, if you build your house on a pond, you're asking for it.
I'm nowhere near a body of water, and mosquitoes are fucking terrible.
Yeah,
I
any
think they're
small
pretty
puddle
much-
of water.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do
they
you have a
They need a bucket. They need a divot in the dirt. They need a fucking hole in the concrete.
A tire that's lying down and has some water in it inside of it.
The cricket larvae in a bucket are disgusting.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's time of year for that. That's gonna be great. Actually, it's not. Well, it's getting there. The mosquitoes aren't outside yet. The mayflies are everywhere though, which is probably good.
Disturbing, because those things are fucking huge, and it's like, is that a mosquito or?
Oh, well, not down here. They're kind of they're almost like fruit flies down here. The mayflies aren't that terrible around us, but the reason that it's good to have all these mayflies out right now is because it'll bring the dragonflies in like a couple weeks, and the dragonflies are going to be the godsend when it's mosquito season.
Yeah, because dragonflies eat the shit out of some mosquitoes.
Dragonflies are the best thing that you could have in your yard. They eat all the pests.
And they're just so pretty.
And they are adorable, and they don't bother you, and they perch very, very charmingly on clotheslines, mostly. Yeah, okay, so Masami got Fallout 76 going, and Leslie, let's see, a 0.
I was gonna say, is she gonna take Mentats live on air? Damn it, Masami.
Oh.
We do not condone drug use.
Every time I see that, I don't think about drug use, but I'm like, why am I eating a smart person from Dune?
Ha!
Oh, I get it.
Soylent
Thank
Green
you.
is made of people. Sorry. No, I recently picked Destiny up again, and because I'm because I enjoy what's the word, self-flatulation.
Close enough.
Yeah, that's good.
No, self-flatulation works too, because I do like to fart on myself.
That's why I let it go. Yeah, I like that.
Self-flagellation,
There you
also
go.
known as being a masochist.
Anywho, it's actually it has gotten quite fun. The ability to have darkness abilities, or stasis powers as they're calling them, is quite fun. So it's definitely improved greatly since release back in, golly, what, three years ago?
I'm
God,
bored
has
of
it been
this.
that
I'm
long?
going back to Omega.
Okay, that's fine. Go back to Omega.
Fucking Destiny. So I'm biased against Destiny. And Masami, you'll be proud that when you said that, I couldn't remember exactly what Brad Dwarf said in Dune, so I went and I looked it up, and by will alone, I set my mind in motion. That whole mantra that he does.
Very nice.
It's good stuff. Mentats. It's an inside joke. By the way, when's Dune supposed to come out? October?
Yeah, basically 1 year from wherever the fuck it was supposed to come out last year.
Shit. Well, I hope Matrix 4 and John Wick 4 were also pushed back exactly 1 year, because I could do with that. I think. All right. Who thinks John Wick 4 is kind of easy here? All right, it's a John Wick movie. It doesn't matter if it's got a solid story or not, as long as it has Keanu Reeves and an adorable dog and a lot of shooting guns. It'll be a fine movie. Matrix 4. First Matrix movie was a big hit. I was really good. Second Matrix movie was like, I guess. And third Matrix movie was like, okay, we're done with this now. Who's got bets on whether or not Matrix 4 will be a resurgence? Will it get a TV show? Will the Matrix 4 movie be good enough that it will get a Netflix spin-off?
I mean,
Zero.
the first Matrix movie got an anime adaptation.
Hey, the Animatrix was actually pretty cool,
It
and
was.
one of the sexiest sword fights I've seen in a while.
You, ma'am, have never seen me. Never mind.
That's not animated. That's live action.
But it could be.
Rotoscope the whole thing.
Wow.
Yeah. Omega Masami, thoughts
on what specifically?
Will the Matrix 4 be good enough to get a Netflix spin-off, or will it tank? Will it be like, oh, why did they make this? Why did they make a fourth one? Nobody wanted it.
That's hard to say. I mean, are you talking like a spin-off in a completely different direction, like in the world of kind of thing?
Probably, yeah. Because they're not going to get Keanu Reeves. No, Keanu Reeves might sign up for a Netflix spin-off. But if there's a Netflix spin-off, I'm just going to say that it will take place in the world of The Matrix, and Keanu Reeves will make a guest appearance probably as the season finale.
Or he would make the guest appearance in the first episode in the premiere.
I just pass it off.
Yeah, exactly. Like, he would just be there to sort of kickstart the hype, show up in the first episode, and then go off to do Neo things while, we sit and watch whatever is happening elsewhere.
I hope that you enjoy these new characters that we've introduced, because they will be the main characters from now on. Goodbye.
Where's the summoner?
I mean, frankly, what I expect from, like, if there were to be a Netflix spinoff, there'd have to be some aspect of The Matrix 4 that people liked, well, the rest is trash, so they wouldn't make a new one, or another one, or try for 5, whatever the fuck that might look like. So, as long as there's something about it that fans like, and want to see more of, then I could see a spinoff. Otherwise, it's probably not going to happen. I mean, they could, and the movie could be fine, and that would also mean that a spinoff might happen too. So who knows?
This is the weird. Sorry if you're going to say something, Zero, but this is the thing that's been on Google for the past year and a half. The Matrix 4 film synopsis: the 4th installment of the Matrix franchise. Plot unknown. So nobody really has a solid idea what the fuck the movie's going to be about at all.
Big surprise.
I mean, and honestly, that's the way it should be. If there's one thing that grinds my gears more than anything else,
tell us about your gears.
Yes, well, they're definitely not of war. Hell, but
One would hope not. Sounds like it chafes.
Yeah, a little bit. Only on hot, humid days. I think the thing that irritates me the most is just the fact that, where was I going with this? Damn
Good
it! You got me
question.
completely off topic, and now I'm like, fucked. My brain is just screwed right now. Yeah, no, come back to me on that.
I'm gonna throw
Oh,
this.
No,
Okay.
I know where I was going
Found
with
it.
this. I found it. That train came right back around the station. The thing that I hate the most is when, people go out and they look for, okay, well, this movie is about this, and this. It ruins a decent movie. It will ruin a decent movie in a matter of moments. And yes, okay, spoiler free. I don't want any spoilers. Okay, that's fine and dandy if you don't want freaking spoilers. But everybody and their brother is trying to find out exactly what's going to happen in this movie. It happened with the Marvel movies, and that shit pissed me off, which is why I'm glad the Russo brothers were smart in concealing what happened and who died at the end of Endgame. Nobody knew until like a month before
Was there
the
actually
movie came out.
Was there actually a crowd of people that cared about that?
Yes.
Yeah,
Why?
Oh,
yeah,
yes.
there were.
Well,
Why?
there were rumors that Captain America was going to be the one that
Who
died.
cares? No, I
Nerds,
get
nerds
it.
care.
I'm not trying to belittle your interest, Zero. I know that you love Marvel more than most men love women, but I'm just saying here.
Oh,
Sorry,
I
don't mean to
you're
belittle.
not wrong.
Don't mean to belittle your love of women. I know you love women more than most men love shoes.
oh, that's trying to get a foot up.
Now
But-
this is starting to get weird.
But yeah, but I'm just saying, like, okay, all right, I get it. There's the Marvel fanboy audience out there. I honestly thought when I saw most of that it was just hype and people were trying to score movie tickets to the premiere or some crap like that so they could give it a glowing review because they would get invited to additional premieres if they did that. I didn't really take it serious. Tell Kosen to go up and get oxygen, for fuck's sake.
Hold on. Dear Doc says to go up and get oxygens for fuck's sake.
He's got plenty of oxygen. Yeah, he's in his sea moth, I know. Of course he does, yeah, alright. Great. He knows how to play Subnautica. He's played a Subnautica or two. Where was I going with
He's
this?
been playing it for like the last 40 hours of time I've seen him play it, so
It's fine. It's that
he's
kind
been
of
at it a while.
Yeah, he'll get through it. If he can stomach those fucking...
I'm at the disease research facility about 900 meters down.
Disease!
Oh, so
Fun part
wait,
of the game.
he passed... Wait, did he pass the big glowing blue tree?
Have you passed the big glowing blue tree?
Yes.
Build a base by the glowing blue tree.
That's the tradition. You got to build a base like in the tree.
Within the
Or
tree.
around.
I'm very close to the end of the game.
That is... No, you're not.
No, you're not.
Build a base by the glowing blue tree. As Omega said, it is tradition. It is also the safest area in the entire game.
They said it's tradition to build a base by the glowing blue tree, and it's also one of the safest zones in the entire game.
No.
It heals you.
It heals you.
Binds us together. Sorry.
Oh my god. The fuck was that?
Surrounds us.
Surrounds us, it does.
Okay, Golem.
No.
That's not that's Yoda. Come on.
Yoda. Oh,
even,
sweet
even I
Jesus.
know that. That's the little
You were
green
an
furry.
You
It's the little green fro. Oh my god.
you've become a furry, Zero.
We just lost
Professional.
we just lost our entire Star Wars fan base. Good job.
Whatever.
You called Yoda a furry.
They're all 40-year-old virgins anyway. I don't give a shit. But seriously. No, never. Never seriously.
I love it.
What the fuck was I gonna say? Oh, yeah, on the Star Wars route, did any of you guys ever see a movie called Ewok?
Yes, and it was awful.
I heard about it.
You heard about it? Omega, did you ever see that when you were a kid?
I did not.
There's a movie. It's about a family that crash lands on... Oh, Omega, you'll get this reference. The actress who played Noonien Soon's wife, who was technically Data's mother in that episode, she plays the mom in Ewok.
Oh,
So
interesting.
that's my Star Trek connection for no reason whatsoever because it isn't important. So a family crash land on Endor, and we start off the story after they've crash landed, and they're trying to fix their ship. And there's a mom, a dad, a son, and a daughter. And the son and the daughter wander off, and they get lost. And the mom and the dad get like kidnapped by this giant fucking thing, this Endor beast. They're on the moon of Endor, by the way. So the son and the daughter go off, and they find a little tribe of Ewoks, and the Ewoks eventually agree to help them go and find their mom and dad. That's the whole story. It's pretty awful. If you haven't seen it, go and check it out. It's worth a laugh. But I was gonna say, so Zero, you and I have seen Ewok the movie. Did anyone here know that Ewok the movie has a sequel?
Oh God, no!
There's a sequel to the Ewok movie, and it stars diabetes.
Wilford Brimley.
Wilford Brimley is in the sequel.
That man is a national fucking treasure, and anybody who disagrees, I will fight you.
he gets introduced. He is the best character, by the way, in the second film. Second film, worse than the first film. Masami, you'll appreciate this one. The lady in the second Ewok film who plays the sort of sorceress sidekick to the evil warrior does not have a dick, but she is the same actress that plays the Bene Gesserit mother in 1985 Dune.
Nice.
Same
Very
lady.
nice.
So when she showed up in that movie, I kept on screaming at my TV, calling her a Bene Gesserit witch.
I mean, that's fair.
I mean, you're not wrong.
But anyway, yeah, Wilford Brimley has the greatest introduction in Ewok 2 because Wicket the Ewok, who's also in Star Wars, he's in both the Ewok movies. Wicket the Ewok and the little girl are wandering through the forest, and they're lost, and they're trying to get back to everybody, and they come across Wilford Brimley's home, and he comes in, he's the ornery old man. He doesn't want anybody. He doesn't want company. Doesn't want strangers in his house. You get out of here right now. And then they go outside, and, it's a little girl. She's like 4 years old, and she's crying, and Wicket is cold, and, they try to make a fire, and Wilford Brimley's like, I don't care if they're sad out there. I don't want no company. And then he's secretly longing for company. And then eventually he goes outside, and he brings him in, and he's like, you sleep here tonight. I don't want you outside. I don't want people on my lawn. So you sleep in my house, and then you go tomorrow. And then they're best friends by morning. That's Wilford that's George Lucas's writing in a nutshell, and that's Wilford Brimley as a character actor in a nutshell.
I mean, that is not at all wrong.
It's great. Takes about 10 minutes, and then the movie just moves on.
All righty then.
Yep, I'm gonna have to find Ewok 2.
I'm perfectly happy with knowing that synopsis and nothing else.
We are having a watch party, and you will attend. It is mandatory.
Mandatory watch party of the Ewok movies. It's like the Ewok and Adventure story or something, and then the second one is called Ewok: The Battle for Endor.
You know what? The only Star Wars movie that is worse than the first Ewok movie is the Star Wars Christmas special.
Yeah, that's a TV special. That's not really a movie, but it is a movie, isn't it? It follows up. No,
yes.
It's not. It can. I mean, it is. It's movie length. It's feature length. But Jesus fucking Christ, it has no. Okay, what's the plot line? Han and Chewie are trying to get back to, what's the Kashyyyk?
Yeah.
Han and Wookiee are trying to get Han and Wookiee.
I mean that isn't wrong.
Han and the Walking Carpet are trying to get back to the Walking Carpet's home planet of Kashyyyk so that he can spend Life Day together with his wife Mala, their son Itchy? No, his grandfather's name is Itchy. What's their son's name?
Scratchy?
Sorry. Might as well. No, it might as well
wow.
be. Look, it's a great joke, and it's probably correct. But yeah, that's the whole plot of the thing. And then just a whole bunch of noise happens in between the beginning and the end. And for some reason, Carrie Fisher shows up as Princess Leia to sing a song in the last 5 minutes.
Because of course she does. Because it was the 1980s and Carrie Fisher was in everything.
Oh no, man! That whole thing, the real story behind the Star Wars Holiday Special, I believe, was that George Lucas had the marketing rights to Star Wars, and he was just pimping out everything to get as much money as he possibly could for the next movies, and himself. But you know,
And then he sold to Disney. Good job, George.
he did. He did it to spite all the internet trolls, all the 40-year-old neckbeards who were sitting in front of their computers saying the prequels aren't that good, because he worked really hard on the prequels for about a week, and yeah, he deserved more respect.
Sorry.
Jesus Christ.
Who
Pre-
does that? No, I'm nope, not gonna
It doesn't. No,
question George Lucas's logic because there is
Look.
no logic.
George Lucas was the only person attached to the prequels. So the original Star Wars trilogy had George Lucas and 2 other people who were huge influences.
Oh,
'Cause
George.
the one, uh,
We're about ready to get invaded by Kosin. I have a feeling he's got something to say about George Lucas.
Oh, great. The one thing that you can say, I don't know if you can say it's in favor of George Lucas or not, but at the end of Return of the Jedi, George Lucas was responsible for the ending that we saw, where there was a big Ewok party and everybody was happy. One of the other gentlemen who was directing or executive producing wanted. He had gotten a whole bunch of stylistic stuff through the first 3 movies, and he wanted the story of Luke and his father to wrap up like it made sense. So Luke was actually going to turn to the dark side, and you know it was going to be a very dark ending to the trilogy. And Lucas was just like, no, family friendly Ewok party, nub nub, and nub won.
That's hilarious. Not gonna lie.
Nub Nub should not have won.
Nub nub.
Only if it was only if it was Shove Niggeroth. Really? By
What'd you call me?
Yeah, what?
Whoa!
a terror from the deep?
Sorry. That was too
Yeah, that
easy.
was bad.
That was
way
too
bad.
easy. It was too easy. I'm sorry.
Mangy rad rats.
Mm.
Fucking die.
Oh, but yeah, no, it's let's see here. Has there been anything interesting happening in gaming over the last 2 weeks? I have not seen a thing. Apparently Pokemon Snap has gotten really huge.
Pokemon Snap got huge. Well, there was another thing. I'm gonna pull the article up now, where the U.S. judge grills Apple's Tim Cook in the final minutes of the Epic trial. So the entire senior Apple leadership gave testimony in California last week regarding Apple's practices on the Apple Marketplace and why they decided to kick Epic off. And this is the root. This is the climax of the entire antitrust case that Epic has brought against Apple.
Well, hopefully everyone had their hands in the right places.
And
You had to know that was coming.
there was something.
I mean, if the hands were in the right places, it definitely was coming.
So here's the thing: Apple argued in support of its complete iron grasp on the Apple Marketplace. Tim Cook argued that one of the major arguments for keeping that on there was so that Apple could maintain quality of service for its customers. And I just want to read the quote. Cook testified that it would be, quote-unquote, terrible for iPhone and iPad users if the judge ordered the company to allow a third-party app marketplaces, in addition to its own Apple Store, as Epic is demanding as part of the antitrust suit. Tim Cook said, quote, "It would be a huge convenience issue, but also the fraud issues would go up because customers would have to enter credit card information multiple times." That's a great excuse. That's a fantastically weak and veiled excuse, in my opinion.
I mean, it's certainly a convenient one.
So yeah, Apple has tried all the executives, and Tim Cook was the last one. Basically argued that if we start allowing a third-party app store, it's going to affect the privacy of our customers. We can't guarantee, their personal information won't be harvested and sold by anyone except us, of course. And we can't guarantee that all the applications that are sold through another marketplace like that are, legit and they're not malware or anything. And yeah, they're trying to say that this is about safety, and I don't think that the judge bought any of it.
Oh, I know for a fact the judge didn't buy any of it.
There were two articles written by this. I got one by Al Jazeera and the other by ZDNet, and yeah, they both say basically the same thing. Cook's testimony added to the Apple narrative, quote, "Privacy, from our point of view, is one of the most important issues of the century. Safety and security are the foundation of privacy, and somehow the Apple App Store ensures privacy and safety. Of course, your privacy doesn't extend beyond Apple, or your privacy, you absolutely have privacy, just not with Apple. Apple still knows everything and parses your data and collects all analytical data that it can from you. But they don't want anybody else to do it.
Oh, heaven forbid someone else do it. Ruins their monopoly.
That was... Oh, Apple's 30% fee currently applies to developers that make at least $1 million in yearly revenue. I think we already brought that up, but yeah, Epic definitely falls into that category. So that was the biggest gaming news probably last week, is that the case, the Apple v. Epic case wrapped up in Oakland, California, and I think closing arguments are this week or next week. So, there you go.
Well, that's going to be interesting. Glad to see what the next step will be finally.
Yeah.
Either everything will change or nothing will change. One of the two.
It's a fair assessment.
It's definitely one or the other. Going to the Amsterdam page now. All right. So yeah, that was all. Oh yeah, I didn't talk about City Skylines. I'm back in City Skylines now, but that didn't really matter. Masami is getting into Fallout 76. Leetness has died, and Fluffy got back into Diablo 3 earlier today.
He got fed up with PoE. There are a couple other stories got posted in our in the Discord channel. Twitch is introducing a pools, hot tubs, and beaches category, or I should say they have introduced.
You're right. So yeah, earlier this week. Well, I can pull this up.
There's a bit of a kerfuffle in Twitch land when Amaranth, a well-known variety streamer, got advertising pulled from her channel because she was doing hot tub streams and stuff, which aren't against Twitch rules. But all of her army of pathetic loser lovers were outraged and blah 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 blah. She went on a tirade on Twitter, blah 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 blah. And now Twitch is introducing a separate special category for women who are going to be streaming in bathing suit attire, which is basically an easy way for advertisers to just choose to blacklist a category and be done with it. So if you read Twitch's actual statement, it's pretty hilariously pathetic that they still are simping pretty hard and trying to sound as woke as possible, but also basically being like, yep, our advertisers don't want to be a part of this, and there's nothing we can do about that.
That's pretty much all that I got out of their official statement, was that advertisers were pulling out of certain streams because they thought that the streams were too sexualized and they didn't want to be associated with that, and Twitch saw ad revenue potentially drop and were like, we better do something about this.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what it was. It was, there a lot of these streamers. Well, Twitch put it in the rules that women are allowed to be in bathing suits or swimsuit attire in contextually appropriate situations, at the beach, in a pool, in a hot tub, whatever. So what
about
what all
an
these
indoor
women
kiddie
started
pool?
doing? They put kiddie pools in their bedrooms and living rooms, and sat in a chair in a kiddie pool in their houses in incredibly revealing bikinis. And yeah, it's within Twitch's rules. And if you actually look at Twitch's statement, like, it's kind of pathetic the way that they are going to they are refusing to do anything about the hypersexualization and the fact that there's this huge category of basically softcore live stream porn on Twitch, and they're fine with it. They're just going to put it in its own category so advertisers can opt out. That's the solution.
This seems like a great opportunity for them to just introduce an adult-only section of Twitch. Like, yeah, we're a big streaming platform. We want to start competing with Chatterbait
Pornhub.
or Pornhub. Well, yeah, or Pornhub, and yeah, let's just create an adult category for Twitch, and we'll wall it off, and we'll make people sign in, and we'll make them create accounts so that it looks like they're over 18 years old, and we can say we tried, and yeah, we'll have special advertisers just for the adult section and make it even more money. Like, what? Why wouldn't they do that? Why wouldn't they?
Well, then we wouldn't have to start a Pornhub channel.
Well, then
We've already got one.
advertisers wouldn't want to be associated with the platform at all. I think right now this is sort of their compromise. If they went that far as to basically officially endorse or officially welcome and categorize it as pornography, I think all mainstream advertisers, the big mainstream companies, they would all pull out of Twitch entirely.
Yeah, but then you would have a ton of miracle cures for small penises.
Yeah, just start hawking dietary supplements like Alex Jones does.
See, what they're doing is they're putting fluoride in the water and turning the freaking frogs gay.
Thank you, Mr. Jones.
Oh my god.
Sorry.
Never get tired. Don't be sorry. I never get tired of it.
He was saying that to me.
Oh, sorry. All right. Okay. So
I mean,
yeah.
it
Look, look. There's.
You know what though?
You want to separate this up? You want to make this into a category? That's fine. Just as long as these people who are doing this, who are doing hot tub streams and everything, don't think that people are dropping by to chat with them because of their interesting personalities. They are there for, yeah. What?
They are legitimately eye candy. That is legitimately all they are being used for right now.
Is there a term for simp magnet? Is that a thing yet?
I think you just made it.
If it's not a thing, then it should be a thing, because that's exactly what's happening here.
I mean, that's okay. We're gonna coin the market on fat guy drum streams.
Dude, yes.
Oh my God.
That was earlier this week. Zero had a ball. Well, okay, somebody had a baller idea where Zero needs to soak his knees because
I'm old.
Yeah, these things happen. You get older, kids. So
don't do it. It's a fucking trap.
No, it's horrible. Avoid old age at all costs. Buy yourself some dietary supplements. I hear they work. They might turn you gay though. Anyway, Zero needs to soak his knees because he's old. So ice bath.
But if you're already gay, then you're fine.
No, if you're gay, it'll turn you straight. It's even worse. Like, don't. Just stay away from it, no matter what. So what we came up with was a 55-gallon drum with a stool in it, so you can sit down and ice his knees while he's, got his upper body nice and dry, so he can play games on his laptop. And then someone's like, "Hey, live stream that," and the idea was born, and it's fucking brilliant. So we're gonna have large men in 55-gallon ice drums, soaking their knees while they play video games. I don't
There's
see how this
nothing in
could
the
possibly
world-
fail.
I don't see how it could go. I don't see how anything could ever go wrong with this ever.
There's nothing
I
in
mean-
the world that can convince me that it's not a big fucking tube of lube.
Oh,
Whatever.
I'm going to slap a gigantic KY emblem on the side of the container.
Yes, you are.
And then you know what? We can sell sponsorship space on the actual drum itself.
No, we need to sell the sponsorship space on your belly.
Yeah. Oh my God. Pregnant women do it. Why not me?
Oh my god.
okay, here we go. Yeah, Passion Lube's natural water-based lubricant 55-gallon drum.
You
Oh,
knew he
God.
was gonna go
You
find it.
found it quick. I mean, that was record timing too. Good job, Doc.
Listen, it's just on Amazon. Like, it's not hard to find.
I mean, true.
That's
But-
that's Charlotte Stokely in that barrel. I know her.
God. Oh God.
It's amazing. It's amazing how many people I recognize from either porn memes or porn advertisements.
And extensive library of porn.
from my wait a minute, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, from my 12 hard drives. Oh my god. Yeah. Anyway, this is great. Zero, if you want lube, I'll support you in the lube department. All this is kind of pricey. This is like.
I think the best part of that type of stream would be me attempting to get out of the drum
Agree.
because hilarity would ensue. Just put the Benny Hill music to it, and I think we'd have something there.
No, it would be the mischievous, whatever music was playing when Tom was trying, when Tom was trying to sneak around Jerry. The boom, 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 boom.
Dum, 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 dum.
And it's just Zero trying to struggle his way out of a bin, and you know how it ends. Eventually, it just falls over, and he starts swearing.
Off camera, completely off camera.
Completely off camera. All you see is a leg flying about. It kicks the empty barrel. That's the end of every stream.
And
Look.
then I have to figure out a way to explain to my wife why there is 55 gallons worth of lube soaked into the carpet.
This is $1 million idea. Like, we're looking for potential investors.
Zero, put down a fucking tarp. Jesus Christ. You know what?
You know what I ought to do? Just
adorably-
put it in a kiddie pool.
Or so I saw this ingenious idea on not YouTube, TikTok, where a bunch of these girls in this girls' dorm in some college, I don't know where, they'd come up with this really fucking clever idea to do a slip and slide in their fucking hallway. They put down garbage bags and then they tarped walls and put basically duct tape tarped the walls in a U shape, and then put them down in such a way as to, you wouldn't like bump against the edges of it, so it was all going in one direction. Put down some Dawn dish soap, some water, and they slip and slide down their fucking dorm hallway. It was great.
Yeah.
Frat boys have been doing that for years.
Really? What
And-
college
oh,
did you
the
go
I didn't. That was the fun part.
to?
But actually, it's funny. My stepdad said that they did that shit on Paris Island in the middle of their barracks. Needless to say, they had to do a lot of running afterwards, but it was apparently a thing.
Hey, I mean,
So
it's fun. It's slippery, good, wet fun. Yeah.
You hear folks.
I just realized that when I pull this up on my other browser, it's not on my account, so somebody is gonna... somebody in my house sometime this week is gonna be very curious why this is on their Amazon's most recent. I wonder who I'll have to explain that to.
I wonder who's really going to be surprised in your household.
Probably not. Oh, yeah. Alright, yeah, anyway. It's true, everyone knows I'm a pantsless monster. It's summertime, too, so I'm not wearing pants even more.
Doc, it is negative 30 degrees outside. Why are you not wearing pants? Why should I be?
Oh, gosh, yeah, wintertime is over. So yeah. Actually, let's go. As much as I fucking love this hamster dance stream, I can't get enough of this.
Kids nowadays will never know the joy of playing the hamster dance repeatedly just to annoy your parents.
Kids these days don't know where the original hamster dance song came from.
No, they think it comes from TikTok.
But if you ask someone like beyond that, they'd be like, is like a movie with a hamster in it or something? And no, it was not sung by a hamster at all. It was sung by a rooster with a guitar. Anybody else here know this?
Yep, Robin Hood.
It was the original Disney Robin Hood movie.
Yes, it was.
It was the rooster who was also the narrator, and it was his the little song that he hummed or sung in between the segments of the story, and it was much slower too. It was dee dee da dee doo doo dee da dee doo. Oh man, yeah, that's where that comes from, kids. Yeah, nobody knows that anymore.
Well, and also kids don't know that there was once a time when the answer to a question of where did that come from, the answer was the internet. Like, hamster dance came from the internet.
It's true.
It didn't come from TikTok. It didn't come from YouTube. It didn't come from Twitch. It didn't come from Instagram. No, it came from the internet. That internet doesn't exist anymore.
The internet.
Mm-hmm.
Came from the internet.
I'm sad now.
Well, you shouldn't be. Internet 1.0 sucked ass. Internet 2.0 similarly sucked ass. It wasn't until like 4 or 5.0 that we actually got semi-decent. Whenever they standardized HTML5, that's when it got good.
It's true. The internet is better today. There are just elements of the old internet that were nice.
Glorious, yeah. Back when, go to any Brazilian website these days, like a good old-fashioned personal Brazilian website on GeoCities, and look at the outstanding color scheme. The bright red, the bright red background with the neon green text. That kind of horrific shit that you can still find today, that used to be the standard. And there is something charming about that.
You know what, kids? MySpace.
Ugh.
Yes, Tom will be your friend forever.
And ever, and
MySpace, GeoCities,
LiveJournal.
Zanga.
Oh God,
Zanga, I forgot about. Zanga, like Zune, I just completely put out of my mind.
It was just
How
another
can you forget about Zune?
microblogger.
Yeah.
Or like another blog site. They're all the same.
How could I forget about Zune, you say?
Yes.
I don't
Quite
know,
easily.
That's a good question. My favorite reference, pop culture reference to Zune was the Simpsons episode, the Halloween special, where they were just chucking their junk through the black hole in their basement, and it gets too big and they get sucked inside and they find themselves in an alternate dimension that's just full of trash. And the aliens that live there are like, we have received your gifts eagerly. And our favorite thing to listen to music on is your precious Zune. They all hold it up. Zune. Oh, God, yeah.
I just remember in, what was it, Guardians of the Galaxy Part 2, where Peter loses his cassette player, and they give him a Zune. And they make the joke of, yeah, apparently this is huge on Earth right now.
I don't remember that, but I don't disbelieve it.
I remember that. I'm like, oh God, guys.
You
Right.
know what? Good on Disney. Good on Disney. That's all I'm gonna say.
What, for making fun of Microsoft in one
Yup.
fell swoop? Yeah, that's true. That's true.
You wish you had as much money as Microsoft. Alright, well, anyway.
Oh, poor Bill Gates. He's gonna be forever alone. Of course,
No,
if I danced like him, I would be forever. Well, I do dance like him. Never mind. Forget it.
Yeah, you don't have.
Well, he's got the real hot tub streams.
Yeah, he does. Goddamn, strippers and blow and hot tubs. Fuck yes. Who's that? Oh yeah, no, that was last week's podcast. Never mind.
Hookers and blow.
Yeah. Good for Bill
Boats
Gates.
and hoes.
He'll be fine. He's good. He's got more money than God. And he's.
I don't know. I was gonna say the Vatican has quite a bit of money.
Yeah, they're still not the biggest company though. Actually, I don't think their books are open. I don't think anybody knows exactly how much money they have. Maybe not. I should do some looking on that. Anyway, no, what I was gonna say is that yeah, Bill Gates might be filthy fucking rich, but did you know that in his will he only leaves his kids $10,000 each?
Oof.
I thought that was pretty funny.
Oh, that's kind of fucked up.
No, I mean it sort of makes sense. His kids are grown now. They are adults living their own lives. If they like need millions of dollars on his death, then they're doing something wrong. So
Well, yeah, and they've had a life of all the privileges of being Bill Gates' children. So there's no world
Right.
in which they're not going to be more than.
Yeah, they don't have student
Take
fucking
care.
debt.
no,
True.
they don't.
Other things. That is true.
Fucking people got to get around to that because time's a ticking. Like federal student debt loan payments, I think, start again in October or something like that. They've been suspended throughout the entire pandemic, but they start up again. And if what's his name, Crazy Man Sanders and Crazy Lady Warren want to push their whole thing through about student debt forgiveness up to whatever amount, they got to get on that ball. Like
Yeah, they
right
do.
fucking now.
Yeah.
Can we not talk about Elizabeth Warren getting on balls of any kind? I'm
Oh,
just saying, it's
how dare-
disgusting.
She is a handsome woman.
Well, if you switch to my stream now, I am looking at pool balls, so it'll be very appropriate.
Balls.
Of course, I'm going to take all these balls and mash them into stuff. So
Mashed balls.
Look at those mashed balls. That's a good place to leave it.
Mhm.
All right, Masami's gonna crack some balls, and we're gonna get out of here. GG's,
All right.
guys. Good stream. Thanks,
Yeah,
everybody,
good
for coming
stream.
along.
Good stream. Yeah.
And yeah, well, we're about to do the post show anyway, so we'll be talking politics and the latest variety of Jetstream that has come, or the latest model of Jetstream that has come out. So hopefully, George Clooney, we know you listen to the podcast, you follow me on Twitter. Really hoping that you get your new plane. So all right.
Oh yeah, if you want a whole bunch of weird people following you on Twitter, just follow Keanu Reeves' official accounts and like 5 million other Keanu Reeves accounts. Clearly, spam will absolutely follow you back instantly.
Wait, so how do I know if the real Keanu Reeves is following me?
Well, you don't get him to follow you. You just follow him, and then all these bots pick up on you.
No, I totally get what you're saying, but he called me like last year and he said that he was following me on Twitter. How do I know that it's right?
He's got the check mark on it.
Shit. Okay, all right, I gotta go check that. Anyway, bye everybody.
Bye.
Bye. We'll catch you next week. Bye.
Later.
Balls.
Zoom.